All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us all this truth. And Shalom to your Akim out there and the Aquad listening and learning. All right. I wanted to go, in the spirit of the one with the Zah. This is edifying. Okay. So I wanted to start with Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 6. For though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you call yourself a good person, right? If you call yourself to be, all right, a morally righteous person, all right? If your wisdom isn't according to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right, then you feeding, all right, then you making food for the homeless, okay? You helping out, Israelites, and you doing this thing and the third, okay? If your wisdom is not according to the Most High Yahweh, to His Son Yahweh Shai, excuse me, then it shall be nothing regarded. Because at the end of the day, that's what counts, man. Okay? Not how much money you made in Babylon the Great, all right? Not how many people you made discover the name, okay? How long your garment was, That's not what made the elect. You see? And your garments, if you're going to have a garment, all right, your garment should be below the knee, passing the knee, mid-shin. It's supposed to be long, man. It's not supposed to be no baby garment to your thighs, It's supposed to be like, down to the feet or to the shin. You see? But you have a lot of Israelites, okay, that want to bring in their own wisdom. They want to do their own thing. Okay? And then they want to commercialize this truth. Make gain for themselves. Okay? Merchandise. They want to merchandise the truth, man. And that's not what the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was for, right? The truth that was brought into our minds, okay, was to wake up to this truth, man. You see? Was to follow after the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it says again, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8, and Salaki, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9, and verse 6, for though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. Thou hast chosen me to be a king of thy people and a judge of thy sons and daughters. And that was King Solomon, but also Yahweh Shai. So there's this one that Yahweh Shai also mentioned. Okay. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 17. Verse 17. For it is better that the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil doing. Okay. So the thing about this truth, man, we're all going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. That thing that's coming, Jacob's trouble, okay? There's going to be a point in time where everybody's going to be catching hell, regardless of you calling yourself an Israelite or not. Okay? Everyone's going to be catching hell, man. Okay? So that's why it's better to catch hell as a man of the Lord, okay? Or as a child of the Most High, than to be catching hell as a wicked 2/3. Because it's going to go double bad, all right? Double worse and double trouble All right, for the 2/3, man. Okay. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be written in the book. Everyone that shall be found written in the book, man. You know? Which are going to be who? The Israelite elect. You know? You're not going to have wicked Israelites make it into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? You're not going to have 2/3 make it into the kingdom of heaven. No flesh shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know? That's why the elect, they're going to be changed. Okay? You know, like that in the movie Matrix, you have this lady named the Oracle. Okay? And the Oracle, which is like a prophet, she told Neo, you know, she took a look at Neo and she was like, sorry, kid. And he was like, I'm not the one. And she says, I'm afraid not. Okay? She says, maybe you're waiting for something. And he said, something like what? And she said, your next life. Maybe your next life, or you know, something. And she said, maybe in your next life. And what happens is his body had to be changed. The code in his body had to be changed, right? He gets gunned down by the agents, all right? And then he comes back to life. And when he comes back to life, he enters into the agent and destroys him from the inside out, right? And when he comes back out, his code is changed, you know? And the other agents look at him, look at Neo, which is, you know, meaning one. Okay? They look at Neo and they see that his code changed. All right? His matrix decryption, or whatever you want to call it. All right? His code changed. Why? Because his body changed. Okay? The same thing with the men. The same thing with the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye when they're taken up. Okay? So flesh and blood is not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Nothing corrupt is going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. You see? So, let me get this one in Proverbs. There's this one in Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 9. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Okay, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? Okay, who can find a virtuous woman? No one, man. All right, these women are through. You know, you are going to have elect women. All right, and we know that. All right, but our women are through, man. You know, our women are through. Okay, the way they carry themselves, the way they fucking dress. Okay, they'll have, you know, recently have a child. You know, they'll have a baby, and they want to go out into the street with, you know, cheeks hanging out. You know, titties all over the place, man. You know, not caring who looks at them, not caring if they're still with the baby's father, if the baby's father's still alive. They don't care about that stuff, man. You know? These women have no order. It's not even self-respect, man. It's order. They have no order, you know? The order was done away with a long time ago through Esau, Edom. All right? But truth will prevail. The truth that we bring out to the highways and byways, okay, that's going to stand. That's going to continue to grow. Continue to wake up the elect, you know, until that time comes. This is First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 20. A man loveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticks not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do you not labor and toil and give and bring all that to a woman? You know? And you do. Okay? In this society, it's seen as a must. A man must go to work. A man must provide for his family. Okay? He must be this, he must be that. But he has to be acting like a female. You know? He can't have an alpha mentality, okay, because it's toxic. All right? That's the mentality that the world has, man. A man can't be a man, but he has to provide for a woman, okay? And a woman is strong. She's independent. She's strong, and she can be like a man and do better than a man. She doesn't need a man. You know? This world is backwards, man, and they purposely set it up that way so order can fall out of the window. You know? They don't want order. They want chaos. Why? Because out of chaos, they can bring their own agenda. Out of chaos, they can bring their own sanctions. And out of chaos, they can bring their own laws, their own statutes, their own commandments, because they know that people need to be ruled over. You know? People need to be ruled over. That's why Loki in the Avengers, okay, that's why Loki said that, man. He said, you know, you guys are always looking for someone to bow down to. You know? Humanity's always looking for someone to bow down to. You know? Which is true. Because humanity was wired to be like that, man. Okay? Humanity was wired to have a ruler on top of them. Why? Because eventually it'll all lead to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai being on top, okay? And these other nations bowing down. You see? Eventually it'll lead up to that. Okay? So it says, verse 23, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his own way to rob and steal, to sail upon the sea and upon the rivers, and look upon a lion, and goeth into darkness, and we hath stolen, spoiled, robbed, and bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than the father and the mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. You see? So there's a lot of people that have gone and erred in the way, all right, of truth for a woman. All right, let me see if I can find this one. This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Okay? This wisdom is more desirable, should be more desirable than a woman. You know? Shouldn't even be compared to a woman, man. Okay? This wisdom, okay, wisdom is also likened unto a woman. You know? Which when you go into the Greek word for wisdom, it's Sophia. You know? It's Sophia. That's that Greek word, Sophia, meaning wisdom. You know? You should want Sophia more than you want, you know, your woman. You should want Sophia more than you want this world. You should want Sophia more than your job. You should want Sophia more than your car, your belongings, everything, man. You know? Sophia should be that one woman that you truly love, man. Because that word Sophia means wisdom. And wisdom is what's going to get us out of here. You know? I was walking up here to camp thinking about, meditating about, you know, things that I've been going through and everything. And I'm like, man, fuck Babylon, man. You know? My feet are fucking hurting. My eyes are shutting. I'm fucking tired. You know, my body feels drained. And this place will fucking do that to you, man. You know? This place will do that to you. And I was talking to a brother earlier. All right? This is in our rest. Regardless of how we feel about Babylon and how much we want to lay down and close our eyes and, you know, relax. This isn't our rest, man. Because in the kingdom of heaven, we're not going to lay down and close our eyes, man. Okay? We're going to be emanating that energy of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, man. We're going to be radiant, sparks amongst the stubble. Okay? So you know we're not going to go to the kingdom and kick back and, you know, put our feet up. No, man, we're going to be, you know, active in the ministry still. Not going out and teaching, okay? But we're going to be building, man. We're going to be, you know, creating life, you know? Like the angels did in the time of the creation of the world, man. The spirit and power of Yahweh. You know? That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a body that doesn't get tired, man. You know? I'm looking forward to a body that doesn't feel pain, you know? Whose ankles aren't hurting all the time. Worried about the next day going to work and I have to go do this and I have to go do that. You know? That's what I want, man. I want that body. You know? I want that righteousness, man. I want to be able to enjoy time with family, with brothers. You know? To sup with Yahweh Shai. I want to step outside and be able to smell the natural odors of the world, man. I want to be able to just, you know, this place smells good. This place is pleasant. A nice garden, you know. To not be wicked, to not have those thoughts to go off. To have women in order. To know that you can go out with a brother and you know your woman isn't going to be getting popped when you know, whatever the case is, man. All right? Not hear any nagging because you want to go out with a brother to, you know, to break bread. You know? It's going to be nice, man. You know, it's going to be perfect. And that's what we strive for, that perfection. You know, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. You know, when you seek after something, you're not just, you know, you're not just putting it on the back burner, man. When you seek that woman, okay, when you're looking for that pretty girl, you know, the one with the pretty eyes and the pretty smile, you know, the one with the body on her, the one that's humble, the one that's sweet to you, you know, the one that inspires you, the one that lifts you up. When you know that woman, guess what you're going to try and do, man? You're going to try and get with that woman, right? And you're not going to try and get with her just by saying, hey, and then leave for 2 weeks, leave for a fucking month, 2 months, and then come back and say, hey, and then leave for another fucking 2 months. You know? You're not going to do that, man. Why? Because that woman's going to become your focus. And of course, I'm speaking spiritually in the sense of this truth. Because when you're really about it, like it says in Isaiah 9 and 28, or Isaiah 28 and 9, all right, whom shall I teach knowledge? Whom shall he make to understand doctrine? them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Okay? That word wean means to be submerged into. You know? Because when you want that woman, you submerge yourself into being around everything that woman's involved in. She wants to go to the store. You want to go to the store. You know, she wants to go to the movies. You want to go to the movies. She's hungry. You're hungry. Okay? Spending that time, man. You know? Doing your due diligence to make it work. And that's what this truth is about, man. Us making that diligence. Being diligent in this truth. You know? So it says, 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than the father and mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Okay? In the same magnitude, you have men that went out of the way of truth in order to go into the ways of the world, the knowledge of the world, okay? Giving up their virginity, okay? Giving up being virgins to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to go and be sluts for the world. You know, to roughly put it. Okay? This is talking about literal women, but it could also be a spiritual thing. You know? And there are many that have gone there, you know, lost their wits, man. They've lost all that knowledge that they grew up in, all that knowledge that they had, all right, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that he's given us, and all that wisdom that he gave us. A lot of people have said, you know what? I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to go back into the world and make my money. And be with this and be with that, you know, caring for the lust of the flesh, man, you know, more than for the food of the spirit. So it says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women, and now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet that I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, okay, which is a literal thing that happened, like I said, it's talking about a real woman and real women, okay? But in the sense that I'm bringing it out is the sense of truth and the sense of spirit. Okay? So it says, the daughter of the admirable Bardachus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head. She also stroked the king with her left hand, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with an open mouth. All right? And you still have that to this day, man. All right? One, that's not in order. Okay? One, that woman is out of order. And two, the king is out of order. Okay? In that movie 300, the 300, all right, which is based off of the Spartans, which were Israelites, okay, that fought against the Persians, okay? In that movie, the 300, you had this Ethiopian man, I believe, that came to Spartacus, or that came to Leonidas, Salakia, you know, that Spartacus came out. They came to Leonidas, and he was conversing, okay, with Leonidas, and Leonidas' wife spoke out, and when she started speaking to him, he kind of, you know, you see his face with shame, or not shame, but like anger, and he said, who told this woman to speak in the council of men? Okay, because that's the way that it should be, and that's what the elder apostle Tahar and the elder apostle Gabar, elder apostle Ramlab, elder apostle Rakah, all right, that's what they had pushed years ago. You know, a woman is to be silent. This isn't for a woman to go out to highways and byways and start preaching the truth of knowledge. You know? women were supposed to be silent. And that's what it used to be. And then after religions, okay, and after philosophies and ways of life and ideologies that started coming into play, all right, by the wicked, you had the ideology that women are the same as men, if not stronger. You know? And that's when Leonidas said, you know, this is my woman, and she can say whatever she wants to say to you. You know, which is going off. Okay? So this modern day thing where a woman speaks out against a man and, you know, does her own thing and she's not blamed for it, it's nothing new. You know? Like the book of Ecclesiastes says, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay? This has been going on for a while, man. For a while. Okay? So, in the book of Ezra, okay, it's being commented that people fear to touch the king. You know? They fear that stuff. But yet there was a woman, okay, a Pame, that stroked the king with her left hand. She took his crown and put it on her head. You know? But even out of all that stuff, the king didn't do anything. He was gape with the mouth open. You know, he was in awe of her beauty, of whatever. Okay? Like what happened to John the Baptist. You know? John the Baptist's head was cut off because of a woman. You know? So it says, and taking the crown from the king, verse 30, king's head, and setting it upon her own head, and also she struck the king with her left hand, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. Okay? It says, if she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took away his displeasure at him, the king was fain to please, to flatter, all right, to make her laugh again, and she might be reconciled to him again. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing there they do this? Okay? You'll have you know, you have that nowadays where women are proud as hell when they're pretty, man. They'll be pretty and have a nice body, okay, and they're proud as hell. Even if they don't have a super nice body, but if they're pretty and attractive, okay, they'll think highly of themselves. You know? Especially if they're getting the attention. You know, if they're getting the attention, they're like, oh, I don't need a man. I can get this guy to get me that, and I can get that guy to get me this. You know? That's just the way women are, man. Right now. In the kingdom of heaven, okay, everything's going to be in order. You know? Everything's going to be set in order. Now, the only ones that are going to be perfect are the Israelites. Okay? The other nations, they're not going to be perfect, but they are going to be in order, because they're going to know if they do something they're not supposed to, they're going to get chastised or punished or put to death for it. Depending on how grave the sin was, all right, then that determines the punishment, you know? So it says, verse 33, 1 Ezra 4:33, then the king and the princess looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetches his course again to his own place in one day. Okay, so it takes one day for the sun to come back, right? So he's speaking of facts, right? Things that are actual facts, you know? It says, is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth. and stronger than all things. All the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it, and all works shake and tremble at it, and with it there is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their works, their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. And with that he held his peace, and all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things. Okay? So if the truth is that mighty and that powerful, okay, that everything that's revolved around truth, all right, is right, okay, then why do you have a lot of people taking vacations, man? You know? You got a lot of Israelite camps out there taking vacations, all right? And right now we're in that time, man. You know, we're being tried harsh. We're being tried, you know, really, really hard, man. You know, we're all going through stuff. You know, we're all putting up with stuff, man. Okay? So if truth is that important, okay, shouldn't it be a topic? Shouldn't it be something that the elect are revolved around? You know? So why do you have so many people saying that the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip? You know? Why do you have so many people saying, okay, that the devil is not Esau, Edom? Why do you have a lot of people saying that the bows in Jeremiah 50, okay, that the arrows in Jeremiah 51, all right, that the men of war in Joel chapter 2, that the burning in 1 John 10 isn't the ICBMs, you know? If truth is that important, why do you have people actually spreading the word of truth, man? You know? It's because they're not of the truth. They're of the wicked. John 8:44. You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father shall ye do. You know? He was a murderer and a vagabond from the beginning. If you're not preaching the truth, you're a murderer. Okay? That's what Yahweh Shai said too, man. You know? In the book of, what was it? Luke. Right? Luke 11:23. Luke 11:23, he that is not with me is against me. He that gathereth not with me scattereth. You know? So if you're not partaking in that salvation, then you're partaking in the destruction, man. You know? And if you're teaching the destruction, then you're a destroyer. You know? And that's going to fall back hard on you, man. But according to Romans, okay, we know that there has to be the contrary, okay, to the elect of Israel. You know, you have the negative Israelites, man. You know, the know-it-alls. Let me get this one. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 16. That they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. Okay? Wherever a man sins, there also shall he be punished. Okay? So if you're teaching, you know, like Nate, teaching that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, you're going to be punished for that, man. You know? You're going to be punished for that. You can escape that judgment of being destroyed. You might still be punished, okay? But you can escape the judgment of being destroyed by repenting. You know? That's what's so beautiful about this thing of ours, man. Okay? The Most High left it so that we had a chance to turn back. Okay? And it starts with the preaching, right? First Ezra chapter 1, verse 50 and verse 51. You know? Sent by the Father to call them back. Who? The Israelites. To call the Israelites back. To what? Back into power. Okay? And these other nations, they know if the Israelites are being called back and they go back into that power, then they know the Most High is going to listen to us, man. You know? We're not sent to be out here, you know, sending thunderbolts and, you know, all manner of catastrophes, man. When spiritual power comes, it'll come. Okay? Right now, the thing is us preaching the word. Going out to the highways and the byways, man. Strengthening yourself, seeking your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know? So it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and 16, that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form wanted no means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions. All right, and that's talking about that destruction that came about, you know, the multitude. It says, or unknown wild beast full of rage, newly created. Okay, so there's gonna be wild beasts also created in the time of trouble, man. You know, newly created. Check that out. Breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. All right, just like Superman. You know, what does Superman do? He shoots out those laser beams. You know, so also whenever the chariots come, all right, they're gonna be in that same category as shooting laser beams. All right, fiery smoke. You could read that in second book of Esdras, you know, chapter 13. It talks about there was nothing else left to perceive but the smell of smoke and of burning flesh. You know? So in order to escape that judgment, all right, what do you have to do? You know? How can you see a salvation? It says, verse 19, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. You see? So that terrible sight is what? When Yahweh Hashem Yahushua comes back, man. You know? Like it says in the book of Isaiah, I will not meet thee as a man. You know? Isaiah 47. So when Yahweh comes back, he's not coming back to, you know, to make peace. You know, he's not coming back to say shalom. You know, I'm here to pick up my guys, you know. Yahushua is coming back, and he's not even going to ask the elect, man. He's just going to take them. Take them. Take them. You know? And after he takes them, they're going to be changed. All right? And in the midst of that war that's going to be happening, you know, Yahushua is going to start firing back at them too. You know? So our thing, you know, our thing coming into the time that we're in now, man, all right, is staying closer and tighter to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Because we see the storm, man. We see the storm that's coming, you know, that I read in Daniel chapter 12. That storm is right in front of us. We can see it through the scriptures, you know. When we put on the glasses of scripture, okay, we're able to see everything, you know? And that thing that we're seeing is how worse and worse this shit is gonna get. You know? And with knowing that comes two things. One, you can seek that salvation. Or two, all right, you're gonna seek that destruction that much more. Because you know you have a little bit of time. You know? Like I made mention, John chapter 8 and 44, you are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will you do. When you know you have a little bit of time, and you know you're wicked, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to try and get all the wickedness out of the way before that destruction comes. You know? So let me see here. This is Sirach chapter 9, Sirach chapter 8 and verse 17. Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel. Okay? So you should be looking for those leaders, man. The same thing, you know, a brother made a video a long time ago. You know, I want to say maybe about a month ago or so. You know, made a video about shooting your shot. It might have been like maybe 3 weeks ago. You know, I don't really remember. All right, but it said women should shoot their shots. You know, women that are listening, women that are learning. You know, right now is the time, man. It's getting dark. You know, and I'm saying that metaphorically. It's getting dark. You know, darkness is approaching. The end is coming. Now is the time where women should start, you know, and the spirit start being riled up to act right, you know, elect women to start acting right, start following after what's right, what's good, not what feels good for the flesh, not what looks good, not what I grew up wanting. You know, I saw this woman do, none of that, man. Those women should start acting right. The same thing with the men, okay? Because it trickles down from the top to the bottom, right? The same thing with your spirit being in connection with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're going to see a change in your body. You know? You're not going to want the wickedness you used to have. Okay? And you're going to fight against it. And when your woman sees that, she falls in order. Okay? So when you have a lot of women in order, it reflects the leadership of the men. You know? It reflects the leadership of Yahushai. You know? So then I made a video, you know, talking about men need to shoot their shots too. Okay? Men need to shoot their shots in the sense of shooting their shot with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If you believe you're an Israelite, then you're going to do whatever it takes to do what you have to do. Right? You're going to do whatever it takes to please Yahushai. You know? So it says, verse 18, do no secret thing before a stranger, for thou knowest not what he will bring forth. Open not thine heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn. You see? So you have to move in wisdom. You know? You can't just see somebody and because they honk at you or beep at you and say, hey, and this and that, you know, You can wave back and, you know, stuff like that, but don't trust everybody, man. Because there's a bunch of agents, okay? There's this comic, you know, and I should make a video on that, because that comic was pretty, you know, pretty good, man. So going back to the Matrix is meant to keep you asleep, okay? The Matrix is the system, right? And the system was designed to keep you asleep. The same thing with us, okay? The system is designed to keep the Israelites at bay, to keep the Israelites asleep, okay? When the leader of the Israelites, Yahweh Shai, woke up, okay, making a comparison, all right, what happened? Everything started shaking up, right? Bones to his bones, you know? And that great awakening happening, you know? With the Matrix. Now, in the movie Matrix, or in one of the comics, all right, there's the show about the movie Matrix in the comic Matrix, you know? So then it came to a point where there were so many waking up to the truth that they said, you know what? We got to find another way. They're starting to know. So what are we going to do? What they started doing was showing a movie in the Matrix called The Matrix, okay? And that movie was to confuse them in that, you know, Inception type of dream, you know, where they start thinking, well, you know, I thought it was real, but then I saw this thing, and, you know, maybe it's not real, and this and that, you know. So in that thing, you had this guy that was like, I don't understand the movie. So the agent was like, well, the movie was about this, and it was like that, and it was like this, and it was like that, and this is what this meant, and this meant that, and that meant this. And that guy was like, I still don't get it. I don't get the movie. I don't understand it. I didn't like it, you know? And he's with a bunch of buddies, and those buddies start telling him, well, you know, this means that, and this is supposed to represent this. And the guy was like, I still don't get it, you know? So he's like, see you guys tomorrow, whatever. The guy leaves in the comic, okay? And his friends stay back. Those that were supposedly his friends, they stay back and they converse amongst themselves, and they say, it's a good thing he doesn't know, or it's a good thing he didn't get the movie. We can't risk another one waking up. So his friends were agents. His friends were agents that were set there in his life to be agents, okay, to keep him asleep, you know. And he was so far asleep that even with the agents explaining to him what the movie was about, okay, what the movement is about, he stayed asleep, you know. So you're gonna have a lot of people out in this earth, out in the world, okay, they're gonna try and keep you asleep, you know, whether that comes from your woman, your family members, your parents, your mother, your father, whatever the case is, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin. They're gonna try and keep you asleep. Man, come on, let's go back. Let's go back and start smoking again. Let's go back and start hanging out again. Why? Because they're sent, you know, maybe not directly from the government, all right, but they are sent from the left hand, okay? Because that left hand is going to try and keep the right hand, all right, from being righteous, you know. You're going to have, you know, the 2/3 subconsciously try to come up against you, subconsciously telling you, come on, man, let's go back to the old ways. We should start doing things we used to do, you know. But that's the same, let's go back to sleep, you know. That's the same mentality, man. So it says, open up thine heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn, okay? And that turn is going to be what? Yeah, he's going to turn away from you, all right? But also he can turn you, you know? If that man is negative enough, all right? If that person is negative enough, when you put your hand on somebody and they're stronger than you and they keep walking, guess what? They're going to turn you around, man. You know? So you're not supposed to really be around that type of people. You know? You're not really supposed to converse and hang out and be around that type of people. If they don't want to turn, okay, then you let them keep walking, man. You know, you let them keep walking. It says, Sirach 9 and 14, as near as thou canst, guess at thy neighbor and consult with the wise. You see? So you're supposed to be judging people, man. Judging the people that you hang out with, right? You're not just supposed to, just let anybody just come into your life and, you want to welcome everyone and everybody's a brother to you, and that's not how it's supposed to be, man. Judge that person, man. Look at the shit that they, the way they do things, the way they talk, all right? The shit they, you're supposed to judge people, okay? Not in the sense, that Christians judge. Oh, I can't believe you're wearing that type of, that type of shirt, thinking that you're better, but you're supposed to judge them for your own understanding of the truth, because we read how women are powerful, right? If you don't judge that woman, okay, and you go into that woman and you start hanging out with that woman and you become, one with that woman, guess what happened to King Solomon? He didn't judge that woman. He didn't look at that woman and say, this woman is, she's a godly woman. She's a godly Israelite woman. She's humble. She believes in Yahweh the Most High. He wasn't thinking like that, He had plenty of women. And he said, out of 1,000, I didn't find one that was righteous. That's coming from King Solomon, man. And King Solomon knew a lot about women, okay? He had plenty of them. But when he had that woman, she turned him, okay? She turned him. That's why it says, many have erred for a woman. Many have sinned for a woman. All right? So it says, verse 15, let thy talk be with the wise and all thy communication in the law of the Most High. And let just men eat and drink with thee. All right? And let just men, okay, righteous men eat and drink with thee. And let thy glorying be in the fear of Yahweh. For the hand of the artificer and the work shall be commended, and the wise ruler of the people for his speech. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. You see? So move in wisdom, right? Move in wisdom. Move in silence, move in humbleness. All right, humbleness of mind, meekness. Just because this truth doesn't mean that we should walking up and, F you. We still got to be humble, man. But in that same walk, know who you walk with, okay? Know who you walk with and who's walking with you, okay? Because if you're walking with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, then you have the right walk. Okay? You're having the right walk. Sometimes you fall a little behind, but you're still walking that way, man. And your goal should be trying to walk, up to that speed you're supposed to be in. Because when you start dragging, it's a lot easier for you to stop than when you're actually, in that path. All right? So the people you surround yourself around also matters. You hear that a lot from rich businessmen. Okay? From those rich businessmen, what do they say? surround yourself around winners. Why? Because you don't have that negativity. You have that hunger of, I'm going to do more. I want more. I'm going to get more. You know? And that's who the winners are, man. The elect. The true winners are the elect. Because according to Isaiah chapter 1, all right, the wicked Israelites, they're going to get double punished, man. Or they're going to get punished with the man of destruction. The man of sin. You know? So our walk in this truth is very important. You know? So mind how you're walking. Okay? And pay attention to your steps that you're taking, man. You know? And that goes to myself first and foremost. You see? So I hope that was edifying. And with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, Shalom.